another version of it for 2016, and then they said, but wait, we also have an officially licensed version with all the teams and player names and shit in it and stuff. And it's in 3D, and it looks like amazing. It just looks great. It's not even night and day, it's a different plane of existence. So we're going to do a bit of a quick review of it. I've played, I want to say a little bit of it, so we're going to go through some of the features and stuff that you should expect when you play this game. One thing I will say is Come To Us is a Korean company, so they really do love their ads. They're not too intrusive once you first start the game, but they do tend to pop up. So if that thing might throw you off, don't worry about it. It's not a lot of it, but it will happen. So, you know, we have friend system, inventory, things like that. I apparently got an event award for an event I didn't even know I was in. But you got inboxing, news, inventory, daily sign-in thing that keeps you coming back for, you know, extra shit, things like that. And I will say it comes down to pretty much about one game mode. Because exhibition mode is just for shits and giggles. Challenge mode, if it's anything like the older games, is, you know, your daily missions. But they also have like challenge teams where you fight against super OP like all-star teams, and if you win, you get shit. It's damn near impossible to win, so don't even bother, to be honest. I think it's them trying to get you to spend money. But it's pretty much won and lost in league mode, where you can play the entire league. You can play playoff race. You can play you can play the World Series. You can play the playoff race, where you go through all the different stages of the playoff. Quarter season, half season, 3/4, full, I think. And you essentially play the season out. And you manage your team. You get extra players and stuff for doing things like, you know, double, pitch out with a full count, you know, end the inning with bases loaded and don't give up any runs. Things like that. They earn you points. They earn you packs. They earn you equipment. You use those to get more players and to increase the stats of the players you already have. And then that increases your chances of winning. So to be honest, I always like to play a 182 game schedule because I play this game generally in my spare time when I have no internet, which is what it's perfect for. And I'll probably do a couple of live streams of it. But before we get into all the nitty-gritty gameplay, it's pretty much won and lost in league mode. But what keeps it up is the team management. Now, I will say, with all the cards you get, you will end up, because when you first pick your team, you get that year's team, and they're always kind of mediocre, unless you pick like a great team with a whole bunch of all-stars. I'm in DC. I'm a Nats fan. They have lots of good players on there, but they're all mediocre versions of those players. None of them are upgraded, all that shit. And then, when you play the game, you earn packs of players, and you start replacing those shitty players with other players you get from around the league. So you start making your own little all-star team. So it kind of has that, my team auction type of deal going on. Although it's not perfect, it's very good. So we'll go ahead and head to my lineup, and we'll see. You know, I still got Bryce Harper, still got Jason Worth, Wilson Ramos, Ryan Zimmerman. Then I got a couple other people who I don't know, like from the A's, from New York Giants, things like that, Ellsbury, and all that shit. And I got a whole bunch of people like Danny Espinosa in my player reserve, just because. Honestly, I just use them as backups and designated hitters. And eventually I'll replace those for other people who can't even fit in my general lineup. I'll just replace them for other people. But we got ones for designated hitter lineup, ones for normal, change pitcher rotation, things like that. And you can train players to help increase their stats. So instead of like wasting players to try and re-roll for new players, I can just go, hey, let's say I want Bryce Harper to get better. I'll pick him. I'll spend a normal amount of currency, see if he gets an increase in stats. See, it failed, so I didn't get an increase in stats, but I'm going to spend it again because I want these increased stats. And fuck you. Let's go, third time's the charm. There we go, and bam. So you know his conditions in the yellow. He's automatically just gotten a little bit better. Or not his condition, his contact, but he got a little bit better. So you can train him like that. You can also combine cards to get rid of cards you just don't want. Like over here, I got a relief pitcher I'm never going to use. Second baseman. In fact, I'm going to see if I'm going to put them all up on. And I'm going to combine them all and see if I can re-roll for a nice card. See? I got a sweet starting pitcher bronze out of it, which is way better than what I had before. Then you also have set decks, which is a new thing they added, where you essentially can make side decks of different amounts of players from different teams. And if you get like the whole team, the whole set for like a different team, or a whole set of goal players, whole set of American League, whatever, they add different stats to your team, making them much better. So team management, you gotta work your people, gotta train them, gotta make them better game in, game out. And then we hit the nitty gritty of playing an actual game. Now I've played a couple so far. I think I've won my first two. Yeah, I won my first two. So now I'm heading over to Miami. And I think we are home, so we will be seeing our own stadium, which is Nats Park, for the first time. And let me just say, the parks and everything look great. I think they've animated them perfectly. Before, in the older games, they just had generic parks. They didn't have the MLB licensing. Now they have the full parks, the full jerseys. They have a commentator with names and shit. Like, it's freaking night and day. Like, this game is now gone up to, like, PS2, PS3 level. And even though, like, the sprites and stuff aren't necessarily like fucking HD 2016, they're still very, very good. And I got my homie calling me, but he's gonna have to wait a second.
It's today's defensive lineup for the home team.
So here we go, and see, they're kind of like player models with the faces on them, so they don't like emote or anything. They emote physically, they don't emote facially. But things like difference in eye color for pitchers, mustaches, beards, things like that, those are all animated on the sprite, so they look very good, just top shelf stunning, especially for mobile. I would say on a console not so much, but especially on mobile they look great. So we're gonna go ahead and start pitching here. Now I'm playing on all manual, so I control the accuracy of my pitches and shit, and of course I fucked up there. Not so much there. I did a better job there.
Good pitch.
Here we go.
And now it's even 1-1. From the belt, the pitch. Ground ball towards first.
Now I will say one of the things that does irk me about it is slight lag. Even though it's not very intensive, slight lag when things happen, like when hits happen. At the point of impact, you don't see it sometimes. It's really laggy and stuff like that when it comes to that. Now I'm not sure if I could lower the settings to make the frames per second better at those times, but that seems like a thing they'll get better with updates and better iterations of the game. But to be honest, besides that little you know, I wasn't trying to say, besides that little technical issue, yeah, it's honestly quite good. It's definitely worth your time. It's definitely easy to play. Holy shit, fuck me. Easy to play. Doesn't require internet. You can definitely have a good time with this. You know, doing whatever. Especially if you're a baseball fan, considering the World Series is on, out and about. So let's go ahead and see if we can get our asses out of the inning and get some hits in before we... There we go. Fuck yes. Don't steal no shit in my house. First time I've ever caught a base stealer. It's the first time that shit's happened. Jeds, you know, especially if you're in the mood for baseball with the World Series and shit. This game is definitely right up your alley. Can keep you up on baseball all year long. And to be honest, I wish I kind of made more games, because all I've known is them to make baseball and then like anime type Korean games that like Koreans really freaking love. God damn, they are just gonna rate me on this one. Want to get out this inning. Alright, we got 2 outs. I can pitch us out of here. Except when I do shit like that. That's still a strike, though. Give me my changeup. Have that sink back in the zone. Fuck me. That's foul. Thank you. Alright, let's try and keep those out of the zone now, because he is on those. What's good? Swing, bitch. God damn it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Strand one of them. So now we're up to the top of our order. And this is as far as I'm going to go gameplay. I'm going to stop it there. But as you can see, I have all the stats, player names. The management is really good in the back. Different grades for different players. So even if you get the base player, you can still get throwback players. You can still get better versions of your players. You can spend money and get packs of players. But to be honest, this game is not pay to win at all. All you need to do is just play, do well, or shoot, just play. Average things like pitching a 3-pitch strikeout, strikeout on a full count, getting walked, getting a double, sack fly for an RBI. They give you these missions that give you points, so then you can buy packs of players on your own or upgrade the one you already have to make them better. So we're going to go ahead and hope my man Bryce can throw us a good one. And I already grinded out. Fuck my life. Alright, so the next one, I'm going to have him hold off and make him take a strike. If Jason Worth can take a strike, I'll be happy. See, this National Spark looks great. They kind of didn't animate the upper deck of Nat Spark, though. But that's okay. Alright, come on. I need to take a strike. I can't keep swinging at these first pitches. Take a strike. That's not a strike. Take a strike. That's not a strike. Take a strike. Yep, I knew it. He's just throwing me outside the zone. There we go. Now I'm going to swing at the next strike. And drop, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. There's a single. See, sometimes you have to show us a little bit of patience and make them know that you are not going to swing at bullshit after a couple of shitty swings. They'll respect you more on that one. That's what I'm talking about. I'm making him round third. And he got fucked, but it's okay. I'm honestly not too worried about it. So we're going to go ahead and actually fast progression through the rest of this game, just in case you don't feel like playing it. And as it turns out, no one's scored yet in the third. So another thing you could do is, it's 128 games. You might not want to play all of them. So sometimes it's better to kind of play like a manager's role. And instead of you playing all the games, just make sure your players are all set. And then they play the games for you. So it's looking like we're going to lose by 2, which sucks. No, we're going to... Oh, shit, we won. Or no, we're up by 1. We won in the 8th inning. Good shit. Go Nats. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Win MVP as a pitcher. Blah, blah, blah. And see, it's also an incentive to get more players, because basic players you get with the team can't be trained. But the extra ones that you... kind of plant in and start to work on the team, they can get trained to get even better without having to spend any money. Bryce Harper got a home run in the 8th. Yeah, it's a good job. Bryce Harper came through in the end. We're going to go ahead and end that game. So that's about it for this game. Like MLB, 9 innings, 2016 from Come To Us. Definitely a game you want to pick up. 5 stars. They did a really great job in the technical aspect in the end. Depending on the phone, if you lower the stats, if you lower the options and everything, they'll probably come in buttery smooth, 100%, 100 points. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Peach Harris signing off. Go play some baseball. And happy Halloween. Talk to you guys later. Peace.